Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well, and today we're going to do a video on how to get to a stock market portfolio worth 100k. Now that's quite a big number if you're looking to start into the stock market, and this is part of sometimes we do education videos on this channel, and this is an education video because the last one I did was actually really well received, so I thought, you know what, let's do another one. And I think getting to a 100k stock market portfolio is a massive highlight. You know, it's a very big number, especially if you're looking to start, especially if you're quite young. And if you get to that amount, it's kind of like the first kind of like, wow, that's like a lot of money. And what you can do from here is you can take that on to your next highlight, whatever amount of money that you want that to be. But today I thought, you know what, this actually kind of breaks it down and actually makes you realize it's actually quite achievable, and how quickly your money can snowball in the stock market portfolio. So this video is kind of aimed if you're looking to start in the stock market, and also based on a lot smaller amounts of money. So this is probably aimed if you're kind of looking to start and you're probably 18 to 25. But you could even take it if you're even older than that, to be fair. You know, I'm just kind of like basing it on very achievable numbers really, and I'm kind of going to show two different kind of numbers that you could run. It's very important as well to say that these numbers that I'm taking here, you could change them slightly on where you put the actual interest number in here, so just take that into consideration. The main thing I'm trying to do today is just show that it's very easy to snowball a portfolio from nothing to starting in the stock market to getting to 100k. So we'll get through it all, and if you could smash the like button, that'd be absolutely amazing. So how to get to a 100k stock market portfolio. So what I've done here, I've started with some really easy numbers. So what I've done to run these numbers is you are going to start with an investment of £5,000, because I thought that's quite a decent number. Hopefully, you know, you've got 5,000 in savings. It's not a major amount. You know, some people will be saying I've got more than that. Some people might be saying they've got less than that. But I thought 5,000 was a decent amount that the majority of people will have. But you could argue the case. You could even start with more money than that. And then what I did there is I put a 10% return in every year. 10% return in the stock market is very achievable. If you invested into the S&P 500, S&P index has returned like 20% over the last every year over the last 5 years on average. So you know that's up over 100% in the last 5 years. So getting a 10% return is actually quite easy, because even if you just put it in the S&P, you would have got a 20% return. And people will say that that's because it's been a bull market and you won't do that every year, which I can say that could easily happen, but it might do it again. We never know. But getting a 10% return, in my opinion, is quite easy. As me, what I focus on in individual stocks, this 10% return here is probably something that I would look to outperform. I would look to actually get at least 20% from picking individual stocks. So for example, over the last year, some stocks that I might have picked up are like National Express, which went on to do 130% return. We had companies like 88 Casinos, that's like up 200%, Jet2 up over 100%. We've had companies like InMode that's up over 180%, Pinterest that's up 300%, Tesla that was up 300%. So there's multiple companies that I bought in the last year, which has been put on this YouTube channel, that have got over 100%, and getting over a 10% return is easy to do. For example, last year I was able to achieve over 100% return in the stock market. So that's something that if you do individual stock picking, you could probably easily beat that, but I thought 10% is quite an easy number to put in that you probably would achieve just by even putting in the S&P 500. By the way, if you do want to know when I'm buying and selling companies like them companies that it got over 100% return over the last year, make sure you join the Patreon. Link is in the description. And also, if you do want to start investing, there's some links to some brokers in the description, like Free Trade. You join through there, you get a free share as well. But 10% return is easily achievable. Now, the next big thing you want to be doing is putting fresh cash into your stock market portfolio. So I've gone £500 a month. £500 a month is, I think, a reasonable amount, because when you consider £500, I don't think, you know, if you're kind of got a full-time salary, and the big thing that really stands out into building a stock market portfolio is putting this free cash into the stock market portfolio, because when you think about it, a lot of your money is going to be tied up into these investments for the next kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So you can't really touch that. The big way to snowball and scale up a portfolio is by putting fresh cash in. So you need to be putting fresh cash injections into this portfolio, because that will help it scale up a lot quicker. So you want to be putting new amounts of cash in every month, and I've gone £500. I think £500 is quite reasonable, because, you know, I think what the average salary is in the UK, like 23, 24,000. So that's not a too bad amount. Ideally you want to be trying to save 30% of your wage every month. Obviously if you're on a higher wage, that's obviously you'd probably be able to increase this amount. If you are able to kind of build multiple sources of income, then once again, hopefully that's free cash and not just increasing your expenses because you're spending more, because you're earning more. If you kind of, having multiple income streams, that's free cash, you could put that in. And once again, all these numbers you can change and you could do this a lot quicker. So that's, 5,000 initial, what you put in, you could put more in. If you get a 10% return, you could beat that. £500 a month, you could even put more in than that every month. Now what that looks like over a course of a 9-year period is we kind of build up from our first cash injection, which is 5,000 across 6,000 as well across the year through monthly injections, and eventually we soon scale up, and on the 9th year we actually break the 100k stock market portfolio. So you can actually achieve a 100k stock market portfolio in 9 years, which I think is very, very impressive. And then you consider that's if you start doing this when you're 20 years old, you kind of got a stock market portfolio in your 20s, by the end of your 20s, that's worth 100k, which is crazy. And also, you think about that if you do it through your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, and once again, I feel like you could, as you get older through your 20s, you could even put more, get better returns, put more money in a month, and this even happens even quicker than this. So that just shows you that it's very quick and achievable to get to this. 9 years to get to a 100k stock market portfolio is pretty good going. And just put that into example, I just changed the numbers slightly just to show that you could do it a little bit quicker. So through here, this blue one here on my right side, instead of doing 5,000, I did 10,000. Instead of a 10% return, a 20% return, and per month actually putting in 1,000. I didn't actually put it down. I could have put it here, but it might have been hiding behind me and I run out of room. So this is actually 1,000 a month, and you look how quickly, if you can put in a better return, start with more money and put more money in a month, look how quick you can do it. By year 4, you're already nearly there. Year 5, you get there. So in 5 years, if you can increase that, you do it even quicker, or really nearly 4 years, you nearly get there. And once again, you could change these numbers. If you start with more money, if you get better returns, if you could put more money in a month, it gets quicker and quicker. So the actual way to get to a 100k stock market portfolio is actually not too bad, considering, there's not many other things that kind of would help you get to this sort of value that quickly, which is really good. So I think this is really shows how achievable and how fast it can be to build up a really good portfolio very fast, and even just increase these numbers, how quickly it can happen. Because quite a few, I said 5,000 here, quite a few people would easily, I've just wanted to go for an average number that most people would have. So, some people might have less than that, some people might have more than that. 10% return, like I said, my average return's been over 20% every year I've been in the stock market, and you can do that, especially in a bull market. In a bear market, I would argue that you could even still achieve a 10% return, but if you're in a bull market, getting a 10% return is definitely, you should probably be doing that. And £500 a month, and hopefully, the more your salary goes up, maybe the more income streams you get, you'll be able to put more and more cash injections into the stock market portfolio. And when you do, that will also help it scale up, because the thing is like when you put people always forget they kind of put their savings like into a stock market, but then kind of sit back and watch it and don't really realize that you still want to be putting new cash in, because that cash that you're putting into the stock market, you probably won't touch that again for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So when the next opportunity comes up, you want to be putting the new cash in to go buy that opportunity, and that's what really helps it up and what really speeds up this process. So yeah, I thought this was a little fun video today, just a bit of a short one really, just talking about that it is actually, when you look at it, very easy to achieve a 100k portfolio in under 10 years, and sometimes you can do it pretty quick as well. I think I don't know what other things you could really get to 5,000 or 10,000 to 100k that quickly. It's pretty good going. So I thought that was a little bit interesting. I thought I'd share that one with you today, and hopefully you enjoyed that education video series, or this education video. As always, if you could smash the like button, that'd be absolutely amazing. If you did find it useful, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video on Monday, where we'll probably talk about Tattoo Chef. So I'll see you then.